Welcome back, everybody, to our GAMA 2016 coverage here in Las Vegas. Sitting with me right now is Michael Coe from Gamelyn Games. Welcome, Michael.
Hey, thank you very much.
And what have you brought to show us today?
All right, so I'm showing off Tiny Epic Western. It just wrapped up on Kickstarter. We're getting the files into production pretty much as we speak. I literally was just emailing back and forth with the manufacturer. So it's coming along. We're really excited about it. And I'd love to tell you a little bit about it. So Tiny Epic Western is a 1 to 4 player game. It's the newest installment in our series of small box games, Tiny Epic. Plays 30 to 45 minutes. And it kind of takes worker placement and introduces it and meets it with poker. So it's kind of a nice twist. It's very different from our previous Tiny Epic games. It's the first time we've really explored kind of traditional worker placement in this series. However, in Tiny Epic Western, there's no full worker placement exclusion. There will be duels, and so if you want a spot that somebody's gone to, then you guys are going to have to fight it out, and we got some awesome bullet dice, and I rolled horrible.
And I did too, but I still beat you, right?
But I have options because it's not it's not just based on a die roll. Okay. That would be too bad, and I would be very frustrated with myself if I put a game out that did that. But nonetheless, in this game, you're taking on the role of a big boomtown tycoon, and you're coming into town with a posse, and you're going to take it over by acquiring property, building up a little bit of a business for yourself. The buildings that you acquire, you'll kind of see here in the inside spokes of what we call the wagon wheel.
Very thematic.
Yes, right? And so these are the different locations in town. You'll be sending your posse out. You can kind of see I've got some already set up. At these different locations, they'll be playing 3-card poker. And so as the player, you'll have a poker card, and those are building cards. So
that's meaningless.
I'll give you 2 off of here, but see, you get this in the first round, and then you figure out which one you want, and then you discard the other one, and based on what you keep, you're going to be playing poker at every location you've placed somebody.
Gotcha.
And you're going to be using the 2 cards that shoulder that location, plus the one in your hand to create your 3 cards. So if I were green, since I'm kind of sitting in front of this green spot, then I would need to be playing poker up here at the saloon, since that's where I've got a posse token. So I would show that here I have a 2, a 3, and my 4 to create a straight. Now, if you were here as well, let's say you're yellow, and we were both competing at this location, I beat your hand out because you don't have, you've got a high card.
Yeah, I've got nothing.
Exactly. So that's kind of how it works. That's how you resolve each of the workers that you've placed.
Cool.
It plays over 6 rounds. In the first phase, you're kind of shuffling and dealing out the cards. They will change each round, so you kind of have new information. It stays real fresh that way.
Okay.
Second round, you go through, you place all your people, and that's going to, you're choosing what building you want to buy by going to that location with the combination of how it combines with your card and hand at that particular spot, and maybe influence that you're going to gain. In this game, influence is your resources, and so you'll have those tracked down here at the bottom of your card. You'll be spending and gaining 3 different types of influence to acquire these buildings. They are with victory points, but more importantly, or at least just as important, they offer certain shares in 1 of 3 industries or 2 of 3 industries, or sometimes they just give you a whole bunch in one industry. You'll see the different industries represented up here by these tokens. So at the end of every round, one of these advances. At the end of 6 rounds, they'll all be ranked, and that's going to be based on players, because if you win the town hall with your poker card, your poker hand, you'll be choosing the one that advances. So you'll notice you've got some buildings that are kind of coming out from your location. If this were your setup and these buildings belong to you, it would be in your clear advantage to be advancing the railroad industry, because you have the majority share, versus me. I have no railroad industries. So, but if it ended up this way, I'd be pretty happy, because I'd be beating you in green, we'd be tied on the orange, and you'd be winning in purple, and first place is going to pay out higher bonus points.
Okay.
So that's kind of what you're doing in this game. You're trying to get victory points from your buildings, playing the industry and different stock shares, and then with the dueling that I mentioned a bit earlier, whoever wins the duel is the wanted player, and that's going to bring you some extra points at the end if you can hold on to it. But that passes around like a hot potato. So
there you go. Could you tell me about this? This is interesting.
Yeah. So these are our bullet-shaped dice that are unique to Tiny Epic Western. It's a new design that we had made, and looks fantastic. And they're very thematic, and they roll great. We've put it through all sorts of tests. We put it through a saltwater test to make sure that it's internally balanced. In which it passed with flying colors. We made sure that the opposing sides add to 7, like a traditional D6. Essentially, this is just a traditional D6 in a lot of ways. But we feel like it brings a nice extra bit, an extra punch to the game that really is fun and appealing. And
Yeah, they certainly look really, really cool. What is the date? So you kickstarted Tiny Epic Western, right?
That's right.
Okay. So what's the date that you're thinking backers might get the game, and then what's the date that everybody else that missed out can get the game?
So our estimated delivery is September. However, things are moving along pretty nice. And so while I'm not going to say anything official, I think maybe we can get it out to backers a little bit sooner than September. That's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
But September is what I'll say. Is what you can hold me to.
Okay, fair enough.
And then October, we'd like to get it out to retail.
Awesome, great. Is there anything else that you wanted to share with us about Tiny Epic Western today?
About Tiny Epic Western, not specifically. You can always jump on our website and learn more about it on GamelynGames.com. You can check out our other Tiny Epic games, Tiny Epic Galaxies, Tiny Epic Kingdoms, Tiny Epic Defenders. We'd love for you to be introduced to the entire series if you haven't yet. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, thanks for stopping by and visiting us today. Thanks everybody for watching and listening to us talk about Gamelyn Games, Tiny Epic Western. We'll see you next time.